Sherlon wasn't built for calm. He was a whirlwind, a force of nature packed into a wiry frame. His life was a series of battles, not physical fights, though he excelled at those too, but a relentless onslaught of problems. His childhood was a war zone of poverty, his teenage years a struggle against societal expectations, and his early 20s a constant fight for survival in the cutthroat world of construction. He'd faced down loan sharks, navigated treacherous scaffolding, and even wrestled a rogue pit bull to protect a stray cat. Yet, through it all, he possessed an uncanny ability to remain calm, a still point in the eye of his own personal hurricane. He'd grit his teeth, strategize, and fight his way through, his anger a controlled fire, never consuming him completely. His friends called him the Rock, not just for his physical strength, but for his unwavering composure. He'd analyze a problem, like a chessboard, calculating moves and countermoves, always seeking the most effective solution. He wasn't fearless, but he was unflappable, a quality that both intimidated and impressed those around him. Then he met Anya. Anya wasn't a problem. She wasn't a challenge to be overcome. She was a sunrise after a long, dark night. She was a librarian, quiet and thoughtful, with eyes that held the wisdom of ancient scrolls and a smile that could melt glaciers. He met her at a community event, volunteering to help with repairs after a storm. She was calmly organizing donated books, her fingers tracing the spines with a gentle touch. Sherlon, used to the chaos of his life, found himself strangely at peace in her presence. Her calm wasn't a passive acceptance of life's difficulties, but a quiet strength, a deep well of resilience that mirrored his own, yet differed in its gentle nature. He found himself drawn to her quiet strength, her thoughtful consideration, her ability to see the good, even in the most broken things. Their relationship wasn't without its challenges. Sherlon's inherent restlessness clashed with Anya's measured pace. He'd want to rush in, solve problems before they even fully formed, while Anya preferred a more contemplative approach. But their differences, instead of creating conflict, complemented each other. He learned to temper his impulsive nature, to appreciate the value of patience and reflection. She learned to embrace his proactive spirit, his willingness to face challenges head-on. One day, amidst the quiet hum of the library, Sherlon knelt before Anya, a simple silver ring nestled in his calloused palm. He didn't need to fight for this. He'd found his peace, not in conquering every obstacle, but in finding someone who understood the storms within him and loved him through them. His calm, once a shield against the world, now became a haven, a quiet space shared with the woman, who had finally shown him that sometimes the greatest battles are won not by fighting, but by finding love.